Okay, Pearl, after your bath, I thought you might like to read a story together. Yes, I'm ready for a story. I'm feeling sleepy. Okay, well, I picked a good one out today. It's one of my favorites. The Table Where Rich People Sit by Bird Baylor. Pictures by Peter Parnell. Those are interesting pictures. Do you think you can turn the pages? Well, I have been practicing. Well, practicing usually helps. Yeah, good job. For Jessie. That looks like the desert. Yes, you got this, Pearl. I know I got it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of words in this book. Yep. If you see us sitting here at our old scratched up homemade kitchen table, you'd know that we aren't rich. But my father is trying to tell us we are. Doesn't he notice my worn out shoes, or that my little brother has patches on the pants he wears to first grade? And why does he think that old rattle-trap truck is parked by our door? You can't fool me. I say, we're poor. Would rich people sit at a table like this? My mother sort of pats the table and she says, well, we're rich and we sit here every day. Sometimes I think I'm the only one in my whole family who is really sensible. Maybe I should mention that my parents made this table out of lumber somebody else threw away, that they even had a celebration when they finished it. Understand, I like this table fine. All I'm saying is you can tell it didn't come from a furniture store. It just doesn't look like a table where rich people would sit. Good job, Pearl. Thank you. This story's kind of slow so far. Yeah, maybe. It gets pretty good, though. It's got math in it. Oh, good. I'd like to get better at math. But my mother thinks if all the rulers of the world could get together at a friendly wooden table in somebody's kitchen, they would solve their arguments in half the time. And my father says it wouldn't hurt to have a lot of cookies. Cookies! Yes, cookies. Piled up on a nice blue plate that everyone could reach without asking. But tonight it's our kitchen, our argument, and our family meeting, and our very spicy ginger cookies piled up on my mother's one good blue-flowered plate exactly in the center of the table. I'm the one who called this meeting, and the subject is money. And I say, we don't have enough of it. Look at those cookies. We have any cookies? We don't, Pearl, but I'm gonna make some banana bread today. Maybe you could also make some cookies. Well, maybe. Wow. You know what, Pearl? You're an expert page turner now. Thank you. You're welcome. I tell my parents they should both get better jobs so we could buy a lot of nice new things. I tell them I look worse than anyone in school. I hate to bring this up, I say, But it would help if you both had a little more ambition. Ambition. What's that? Well, drive or the desire to do more or get more. They look surprised. You can see they never think about things we need. Right here, I might as well admit that my parents have some strange ideas about working. They think the only jobs worth having are jobs outdoors. Yeah, I'm with them. That's not strange. They want cliffs or canyons or deserts or mountains around them wherever they work. They even want a good view of the sky. Yeah, I like these people. They always work together, and their favorite thing is panning gold, piling us into that beat-up truck and heading for the rocky desert hills or back in some narrow mountain gully where all the roads are just coyote trails. I've never met a coyote. No, I don't think that you should, Pearl. I think you're part coyote yourself, and you might not enjoy meeting a full-on coyote. Huh. They love to walk the wide arroyos, the dry stream beds where little flecks of gold are found. They used to tell us that the truck just knew which roads to take and that coyotes showed them where to look for gold, but I never did believe it. After a month or two out there, they always had a little bit of gold to sell, but you can tell it never made them rich. As far as I can see, it just was an excuse to camp in some beautiful wild place again. We've never been camping. I know, Pearl. I really want to go camping with you. You would like it. If it's like this, I think I would. They don't mind planting fields of sweet corn or alfalfa. They like to pick chili and squash and tomatoes. They'll put up strong fences or train wild young horses, but they say they can't stand to be cooped up indoors. So now, of course, my dad is asking, how many people are as lucky as we are? But I've called this meeting, and I say, I bet you could make more money in a building somewhere in town. Remember our number one rule, he says. We have to see the sky. You could look through a window, I say, but they won't even think about it. Do you see what I mean about being the sensible one? The sky is important. Oh, wow, look at that picture. Finally, my mother says, all right, mountain girl, we're going to explain how we figure our money. You be the bookkeeper tonight. She hands us each a pencil and some yellow paper. She gives some to my little brother, too, though he'll just sit there pretending to write when we write, or he'll draw people dancing up in the sky. And by the way, my name's not really Mountain Girl. They call me that because I was born in a cabin on the side of the mountain where they were looking for gold one summertime in Arizona. They say it was the most magical place, the most beautiful mountain they ever climbed. Maybe it was, but you know how those two exaggerate. Anyway, they wanted my first sight to be that mountainside, so they held me up outdoors at sunrise when I was just about 8 minutes old. The truth is, I still like the sunrise quite a bit. Pearl, do you have any nicknames? Well, yes. Sweet pea, you call me sometimes. Yes, that's true. And let's see, Principessa. Mm-hmm. I have a lot of middle names. Really? My first middle name is Elizabeth Warren because she persisted, and so do I. I have another middle name, Elizabeth Ocasio-Cortez. Mm-hmm. And Rapinoe, I think. The soccer player. Yeah, well, I'm pretty tough. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are tough. And my little brother, they call him Ocean Boy. They say since I already had the best mountain for my first sight, they thought they ought to find the most beautiful ocean for him. I think they went all over Mexico looking for a place where ocean touches jungle, and they had to find a certain kind of purple-blue night sky and the exact green waves they like. They held him up to see those waves for his first sight. Someday we're all going back to this green ocean and my high mountain, but for now, even though they claim to be so rich, they can't take us anywhere at all. That's kind of like us, huh? We can't go anywhere. That's true right now. I'd love to go to the beach. I know you would, Pearl. But we can't go right now. Nope, not right now. No wonder I had to call this meeting about money. Can you believe my father is sitting here looking me straight in the eye and saying, "But Mountain Girl, I thought you knew how rich we were." I say, we can't get very far in this discussion if you won't even admit that we're poor. I'll prove it to you right now, he says. Let's make a list of the money we earn in a year. How much is that, I ask. I'll write it down. But he says, well, not so fast. We have a lot of things to think about before we add them up. What kind of things? My mother says, we don't just take our pay in cash, you know. We have a very special plan, so we get paid in sunsets too, and in having time to hike around the canyons and look for eagle nests. But I say, can't you give me one single number to write down on this paper? So we start with $20,000. Is that a lot of money? Well, some people think that's quite a lot of money, Pearl. That's how much my father says it's worth to him to work outdoors, where he can see the sky all day and feel the wind and smell the rain an hour before it's really raining. I like that smell too. He says it's worth that much to be where, if he feels like singing, he can sing out loud and no one will mind. We like to sing too. Can you get it, Pearl? I'm trying. Keep trying. You can do it. I have just written 20,000 when my mother says, you better make that 30,000 because it's worth at least another to hear coyotes howling back in the hills. So I write 30,000. Then she remembers that they like to see long distances and faraway mountains that change color about 10 times a day. That's worth another $5,000 to me, she says. I'm not surprised because my mother claims to be an expert on mountain shadows in the desert. She says she can tell time by the way those colors change from dawn to dark. I scratch out what I had and write $25,000. Oh, those are our favorite colors right there. Yeah, they are. I'm kind of tired. Can we take a break? Sure, Pearl. It's getting to be quite a long story, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I just feel like sleeping. Okay, we can take a nap. We'll come back.